Look like Dillon Gabriel is going viral for saying some things at the conclusion of this game. All know Dillon Gabriel went out there and looked it pretty bad, I must say. Man, a lot of people saying blaming it on the defense. You can't blame this all the way on the defense, bro. Dillon Gabriel need to take this L, big, fine, capital L, bro. Because let's pull up some of his stats from today's matchup. It is truly not good at all. He threw for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. 17-32, and ultimately, to me,
DLL and Gabriel straight up had a full-blown meltdown over Shadur Sanders replacing him, and it was wild to watch. His reaction was so over the top, the whole internet had to sit down for a second like, what did we just see? Clips started spreading everywhere, and people were going crazy because nobody expected him to get that dramatic. This whole moment turned into one of those viral disasters you can't ignore no matter how hard you try. Gabriel went out there and turned a rough night into a full circus show, and not the fun kind. In all that chaos, Shedeur Sanders was chilling in the background like some calm but dangerous Shedeur, ready to grab the spotlight the second it slipped out of Gabriel's hands. It felt like he didn't even have to try. Just standing there made the tension louder. Gabriel's performance, man, it was rough. 2 touchdowns, 167 passing yards, 17 completions out of 32. Those numbers look shaky from every angle. He kept tossing the ball like he was handing out freebies, acting like he deserved a gold star just for showing up. And then some people tried to point fingers at the defense. Those dudes were doing their jobs. They probably even gave a polite, slow clap after he threw it straight to a linebacker.
Bad quarterback play, being a fan of this team, covering this team for my entire life. The ineptitude of what I saw out of Dillon Gabriel today, he's wildly inaccurate. He has no elite physical tools. In fact, his physical limitations put him behind the 8 ball so much, and the coaching staff does very little to put him in spots to overcome any of that. I don't think the left-handedness helps anything. He's a complete comedy of errors, and they basically burnt a top 100 draft.
Like someone saying, good effort, buddy, while trying not to laugh. This one was all on him, a big capital L, one of those L's that deserves its own documentary. And the stats? Straight up brutal. The team had 278 total yards, while the Jets rolled in with 169 and still made the scoreboard look like a joke. 42 passing yards, 127 rushing. Those numbers look like a little kid racing past a grown athlete and celebrating like they won a trophy. If you had to wrap Gabriel's whole game into one word, that word would be, why exclamation mark, exclamation mark? Why did he think that throw was even okay? Why did he stare straight at that blitz like it owed him rent money? Why are we watching this mess in real time like it's some kind of live comedy show? These are the questions that are gonna haunt sports, highlight reels for years, popping up every time someone says, worst plays of the decade. But here's where things get real spicy. After all that chaos, Gabriel steps up to the mic talking about the flow of the offense like he's some calm, wise football master breaking down elite strategy. He really said it felt good going into the game. Felt good. My guy, your completion rate was lower than what plenty of college backups put up on a bad day, and you still had the nerve to talk about flow.
Things aren't going well, there's always going to be change. That's part of it, because if you keep doing the same thing and don't change anything, then it's insanity. But just, I feel like at times there's things that went well, and we sustained and executed, and then in certain moments we didn't execute, and that starts with me. But yeah, it's always frustrating when it's not going the way you want it to, and you put in the work and time, but in crucial moments you got to have it. And
at least he took personal responsibility, which fans appreciated, because someone had to explain why the scoreboard looked like a glitchy meme. Now here's the best part. Shadur Sanders is that quiet storm sitting right behind all this, making everything 10 times more intense. While Gabriel is out there talking about execution and efficiency, Shadur is just existing. Calm, focused, and low-key dangerous in the best way. Everyone online is asking the same thing. When does the switch finally happen? Gabriel keeps saying he's focused and only controlling what he can control, but the internet already knows what's coming. Shedeur is a storm waiting to hit, and Gabriel keeps giving him more chances with every weird scramble, every 4th and 1 panic move, and every incompletion that looks like it broke the laws of physics. That whole performance was a straight-up masterclass in how to become a viral cautionary tale in one single afternoon. And then Gabriel starts talking about versatility.
There's many people that think Dillon Gabriel's a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. I don't care where they were drafted. And if the Browns are the one team that thinks that, then I'm going to suspect it's not true. They don't know what they're doing.
I've been on every quarterback evaluation for 30 years.
Right.
I never root against anybody.
Yeah.
But I'd be surprised if Dillon Gabriel's ever a legitimate starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I'd be surprised. I just don't think.
Well, then it is a wasted pick because you took him in the top 100.
Yeah. But potentially may get away.
Like he's holding some secret weapon nobody else has ever seen. Rolling out, keeping the defense guessing, helping the run game. He made it sound legendary. But when you look at what actually happened on the field, none of those plays landed the way he imagined. It was like he was describing highlights from a movie that only exists in his head. While the real game played out like a tragic comedy, everyone kept replaying for laughs. And speaking of comedy, his touchdowns were something else. That one pass to Jerry looked like he was fighting gravity. He booted right, stopped out of nowhere, then threw back left like he was testing out new physics. Jerry, being the pro he is, saved the play, but the design itself, pure chaos pretending to be genius. It looked wild, unpredictable, and accidental all at the same time. Then there was that 95-yard drive. At first glance, you're thinking, okay, maybe he found his rhythm. You watch it, and for a moment, it almost looks like efficiency. Almost.
Versatility, and you want to have that. You want to move launch points. You want to keep the defense off balance. It helps the run. It helps the O-line. Helps me. It helps everyone involved. And I think the more versatile you are, it helps. But, I think that in general helped us throughout the day.
You were able to get Jerry more involved. I know that was a point of emphasis. So is that something, as you look ahead, do you think that's something that you guys can build and grow on?
Yeah, Jerry's a great player and want to continue to do that.
But then you remember the rest of the disaster, and suddenly efficiency becomes just another word in the Dillon Gabriel dictionary that really means random luck that won't happen twice. Everybody could feel the pressure in the air. Gabriel was talking fast, tossing out lines about versatility and execution like little smoke bombs to distract people from the scoreboard. And meanwhile, Shadur Sanders was sitting there like the inevitable sequel to a movie nobody wanted to end. Memes were flying everywhere, people calling it a total meltdown, and some were already making fake headlines like, Shadur takes over, internet celebrates. The internet doesn't forgive, it doesn't forget. And it definitely doesn't let someone talk about flow when their completion rate is floating somewhere near the ozone layer. Let's run those numbers back because the stats tell the whole messy story loud and clear. 17 completions out of 32.
Incredible moment in Browns history when their third-round pick falls flat on his face because he shouldn't have been a third-round pick. He should have been a sixth-round pick. And then they turn it over to the guy that's cost them 3 seasons already.
There is a world out there that exists where they go Dillon Gabriel, and okay, we stop believing in him, and we don't think Shedeur is ready. And I disagree with this a ton, but they just keep putting the message out there that he's not ready and he's not this, and I can.
2 touchdowns, and one of them was such a miracle nobody can remember how it even happened. The team barely scraped together 278 total yards, just a hair above the Jets. Meanwhile, the Jets pulled 169 yards with only 42 passing yards, and somehow that still felt like enough to embarrass the entire building. That's the kind of stat line that yells, mid-performance dressed up as effort. And here's the thing about Gabriel. He knows he didn't execute in the big moments. He admits it, he reflects on it, and he somehow still ends up back on the field acting like nothing happened. Inspiring? Sure. If inspiring means giving everyone a live-action reminder of why backup quarterbacks exist in the first place, and the Shedeur Sanders angle, that's the real show. While Gabriel is out here giving little speeches about rhythm, communication, and moving the chains, Shedeur is chilling like the quiet plot twist you didn't see pop up, but deep down everybody knew was coming. Gabriel keeps talking about controlling what he can control, but come on. When Shedeur is standing on that sideline waiting for a single opening, every bad read, every sack, every pass that sails into space hits 10 times harder.
Yeah, but I'm willing to see what's behind door number 3. I'm willing to make a change for change's sake. Because what I've gotten over the last 4 games with Dillon Gabriel is a guy that I have serious questions about whether or not he's an NFL quarterback. Seriously.
So what does Kevin Stefanski want out of this?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out whether or not Kevin Stefanski wants to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Because to continue to stay the course with Dillon Gabriel based on the body.
It's like watching somebody juggle knives while a master chef stands right behind him holding a safety net and sharpening the real tools. That's Shedeur's aura. Calm, confident, smooth, and ready to take over the moment he's called. And then Gabriel brings up communication with Tommy versus Kevin, talking about great flow and comfort, yet the second a tiny penalty pops up, the whole operation derails like it forgot what sport it was playing. This whole situation is a full-on comedy of errors, and the wild part is, he doesn't even mean for it to be funny. Every time Gabriel mentions rhythm, you just want to pull up the highlight reel of every 3 and out and play it on loop like a remix. It's almost impressive how unintentional the whole performance was. Then he starts talking about building on Jerry's involvement, trying so hard to lean into the positives, get the ball to the stars, keep them involved, all that good stuff. But in the same breath, he's also the reason the offense can't stay alive for more than a minute. It's like hyping up a chef while he's slowly setting the entire kitchen on fire. He's aware. He's reflective, he's apologizing left and right, but none of that changes the scoreboard. And trust, the internet sees everything. Every meme, every chopped up clip, every side-by-side comparison is basically a countdown clock for Shadur Sanders' viral entrance. Because let's be honest, that's exactly where this whole storyline is going. The replacement cloud hanging over Gabriel makes every one of his quotes feel
already on the assumption, Earl, and maybe this is wrong of me to assume because you just don't know with this offense, that they're going to win tomorrow, everyone's going to, cooler heads will prevail, and Dillon Gabriel will still be the quarterback next week. And then I think the first game that it becomes a bigger question for the franchise, depending on what happens against Baltimore next week, if it's a blowout, if the offense still looks terrible, if Dillon still looks terrible, then I think they might consider making that change for the Raiders game. But I honestly think it probably is longer than that even. I think it's probably more so end of.
Hilariously ironic. All those lines about efficiency, momentum, and continuity, straight up comedy. He talks about boosting the run game, finding rhythm, executing at a high level, and building long, sustainable drives. Then not even 5 seconds later, he admits they kept getting stuck with 3 and outs. That's like calling your ride a high-performance machine while admitting it refuses to start half the time. And the audience is loving it. People are taking notes, dropping memes, and sharing every clip they can find because nothing goes viral faster than a quarterback preaching efficiency while playing in the most inefficient way possible. The real cherry on top is when Gabriel starts talking about how he's not looking over his shoulder and how he's just controlling what he can control. That line alone had social media screaming because people love tension, they love drama, and they absolutely love a little Schadenfreude moment. And right now, Gabriel is serving all 3 like he's running a buffet, while Shedeur Sanders stands there as the calm, quiet, inevitable option everyone knows is coming. And outside the game, the viral chaos is even louder. Memes, tweets, edits, reaction clips. They're flying around faster than any completion Gabriel hit all day. Fans are breaking down his post-game quotes, analyzing every word, every shrug, every hand gesture like they're studying some ancient secret code. And in all of it, Shedeur becomes the silent punchline and the potential hero everybody's waiting for. It's the perfect storm. Bad performance, wild self-reflection, and a replacement waiting in the wings.
Of an opportunity that I can give Dillon Gabriel. I'm giving you 2 weeks against a bad defense, a team that just blew up their team, a team that has 1 win on the season. If it's not today, Dillon will never play a game in his football career that looks like he's good.
Right.
He might just be fine. He might be a backup quarterback. He'll never look good.
Well, nobody's expecting him. Like the expectations with Dillon Gabriel was never really franchise quarterback. But like, if you play poorly today against the Jets, you might effectively play your way into being off.
That's straight up gold for YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, every sports forum out there. This drama doesn't even need a script. It writes itself. Now the whole thing has officially gone viral. Every fan has an opinion, every meme page is cooking, and every highlight reel includes one painful Gabriel moment paired with that cold, locked-in Shedeur stare from the sideline. It's rough, it's hilarious, and people can't stop watching. And the crazy part, this isn't even finished yet. Gabriel keeps giving the internet more material every time he brings up efficiency, flow, or rhythm. Every clip becomes content. Every highlight becomes a reminder. Every incomplete pass becomes a meme waiting to happen. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders stays posted up, silent, steady, and looking like the ultimate answer everyone's waiting for. Fans are stuck between feeling sorry for Gabriel, laughing at the chaos, and waiting for the moment Shedeur finally steps in. Dillon Gabriel's whole night turned into a masterpiece of accidental comedy, awkward honesty, and viral energy that refuses to die. Stats, mistakes, and memes are colliding perfectly right now, and Shadur Sanders is floating over all of it like the next chapter just waiting to steal the whole spotlight. This isn't just football anymore. This is straight up social media theater, a cautionary tale, and pure entertainment all wrapped into one. Everybody wins, except maybe Dillon, but let's be real, he's giving the entire internet premium content without even trying. And Shedeur's quiet presence makes the whole thing even sweeter. This story is nowhere near done. Next week is looking even more chaotic, and every time you think the situation can't get wilder, it levels up again. Because Dillon...
Ready to talk about Dillon Gabriel, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Look, let's get to it then.
I'm tired of Kevin Stefanski talking so much. Because now we don't want to talk. We want to watch film.
I hear you. I hear you. Moving along. Let's talk about the Browns, man. The Browns had another very embarrassing loss, the Boo Boo Bowl. They lost it today against the Jets. It was nasty. Kevin Stefanski on the podium was asked about the starting quarterback position. He went on to say this.
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dillon. Obviously, this is a young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things, but we have to play better.
True to his let me get philosophical while everything collapses style, starts talking about building continuity in the offense like he's dropping wisdom. He's out here talking about planting seeds. Seeds! Man, you could grow a whole garden in the time it takes him to finish a sentence about rhythm and momentum, and somehow not a single seed grows into an actual touchdown. Meanwhile, Shadur Sanders is standing in that same garden, not planting a thing, just posted up like a giant oak tree, tall enough to cast a shadow over everything Gabriel is trying to build. And that right there is the real tension. You don't even need Shedeur to step on the field to feel that pressure hit the room. Every missed read, every sack, every slow decision just makes the Shedeur is ready narrative louder and louder.
Tell me that this offense has any confidence in Dillon Gabriel whatsoever. Like he ain't got it, man. I don't know if it's just he too small, his arm strength is trash. I don't know. But he's not it, man. There's no way he can keep going back on the field like this. You going against a defense that traded away two of his best players, and you could only put up 167 yards? It was either an overthrow, an underthrow, behind.
This whole thing is turning into the kind of storyline people love to watch explode. Then we get to the post-game gems, where Gabriel starts talking about executing in crucial moments. Crucial moments, buddy? The crucial moments were happening right there in front of thousands of fans, while you were trying to decide whether to throw, run, or quietly apologize to the Jets defense for whatever was about to happen next. People were watching with wide eyes, trying to make sense of his words while staring at a stat sheet that told a totally different story. And every time he tries to explain it, it somehow gets funnier. Then he brings up Jerry, the receiver who somehow manages to catch the ball even when the whole play looks like a tornado. Every time Gabriel mentions Jerry, you can practically hear the entire internet yelling, "Yes, Jerry is great, But after Dillon, maybe let Shedeur run the show instead. There's this wild comedy in watching someone try to hype up his teammates while accidentally giving everyone new reasons to laugh, cringe, and blast clips across social media at light speed. Then comes the classic line about not looking over his shoulder. Gabriel swears he's not worried about Shedeur, talking about focus and controlling what he can control. That's adorable. It's like watching someone try to convince himself there's no shark in the water, while everyone can clearly see the dorsal fin slicing through the waves.
On the stat line, doesn't look too bad for Dillon Gabriel, but there were some throws like this one right here that we have pulled up. There were some throws just like this, just bouncing a football down on the ground. There was another one right here where he just completely overthrew.
This is bad, y'all.
This is a really rough one, fellas. Does Stefanski deserve to be fired over his handling of this offense and honestly more?
The backup quarterback isn't just a player right now. He's a whole metaphor for accountability standing on the sideline. And Gabriel, bless him, keeps talking about flow, efficiency, and rhythm while the entire audience is thinking, yeah. But Shedeur is right there waiting. Every sentence he drops becomes this perfect blend of sincerity and irony, the kind of combo the internet loves. Social media absolutely devours it. Dillon Gabriel unintentionally turned his post-game interview into a highlight reel of memes, reactions, and viral chaos. Planting seeds while Shedeur waters the whole garden. Now that's a storyline with spark. Gabriel keeps saying, execution starts with me, but it sure looks like it stops with him too. Clips are exploding across timelines. Reaction videos are multiplying like crazy. And suddenly every sports pundit has a blazing hot take about the quarterback showdown that's clearly on the horizon. This story has layers on layers. Rough performance, honest reflection, and that silent patient replacement standing in the background like a movie twist everyone knows is coming. It's dramatic, it's hilarious, and it's built perfectly for viral content. That's why this isn't just a football story.
Love the Browns at Jets.
If he gets another 5 sacks and they lose this game, then I don't want to hear another word about Dillon Gabriel. I don't want to hear nothing else. Great words of one of the greatest singers of all time in the form of Usher Raymond. It's time to get them papers.
Inaccuracy, man, it's baffling to me, man. And Kevin Stefanski is supposed to be all about accuracy and not turning the ball over. You can't tell me he's more accurate than Shadur Sanders. You just can't tell me that. If Shadour's not starting by the time they play the Raiders, it's more than obvious that Kevin Stefanski has an agenda against this young man. Because you can't watch what I do.
It's straight up social media theater. Dillon Gabriel is accidentally narrating his own viral downfall while Shadur Sanders exists as both the solution and the punchline wrapped into one. Every time Gabriel talks about efficiency or momentum, fans hear the same unspoken question. How long before Shedeur steps in? That tension keeps everybody glued to their phones, tweeting, sharing, reacting, refreshing highlights like it's a series finale. And Gabriel, in all his reflective glory, keeps serving content gold without even trying. The best part? This story keeps growing. It's not just one viral clip, it's an evolving saga. And through every twist, Shadur Sanders stays that silent, steady counterpoint, the inevitable future hanging over every moment. Every misstep gets funnier, every stat hits harder, and every highlight reel becomes pure entertainment. Clips will keep getting replayed, memes will keep getting remade, debates will keep firing up. Gabriel's reflections give fans fresh material, while Shedeur's presence builds suspense, anticipation, and non-stop speculation. People are hooked, the narrative writes itself, and the engagement potential is sky high, with every game, every play, every interview adding another juicy layer. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and see you on the next one.